we understood from the very beginning that if we want to be big, if we want to be market leaders, if we want to conquer the market, and this was the vision of the company from day one, we have to be a standard. And this is why we formed this organization that is called the HDBaseT Alliance. We formed it together with Sony, Samsung, and LG. So we had great partners that supported us and loved our technology. And I can tell you that in a matter of years, we really changed the face of the professional audio-video market.
Welcome to 20-Minute Leaders. Just sit back, relax, and learn from the leaders of today. It's a journey. Each one is different, unique, inspiring. Let's get started. This episode is powered by J Ventures, a community-driven VC fund in Silicon Valley, in partnership with Leumi Tech, sponsored by Hippo Insurance, Upwest Labs, Turing, Hillel at Stanford, Leap, and in media partnership with CTech. Welcome to another episode of 20-Minute Leaders. This is the story of how an Israeli company changed the way high-tech companies around the world are perceiving their own technology and creating a standard that everybody else wants to follow. Meet Dana Zelitzki, Vice President of Marketing at Valens. With more than 10 years of experience in the high-tech industry in various business development, marketing, and product management roles, Dana is responsible for the Valens' marketing activities. Dana leads the company's messaging, positioning, go-to-market, and general marketing activities, including communications, trade shows, media, digital marketing, and more. Dana has contributed to building the Valens and HDBaseT brands and establishing the company's leadership in both the audio-video and automotive markets. Dana Zelitzki, welcome to 20-Minute Leaders all the way from Valens. How are you?
I'm doing great. Hi, Michael. Thanks for having me.
Thank you very, very much for being here. Spending 10 years at Valens, it's a long journey, and I'm excited to dig deep into what this company is all about: semiconductors, automotives, audio, video, connectivity. You're going to tell me much more so that I can actually understand this world. But then I also want to talk a little bit about the role of marketing in such a company, the role of marketing in semiconductors and really deep technology, because it's not the same as building a brand for the traditional consumers. So Dana, tell me a little bit about your entrance to Valens and what you guys are doing.
Okay. So as you said, I've been in Valens for 10 years. So it's been a very long time ago, and Valens was a completely different company. At the time, I did not come from the marketing world at all at the time, but I've learned a lot about marketing since I've joined. I've joined Valens when we were about 20 people in Valens, and Valens had an idea already when it was founded to turn its unique technology called HDBaseT into an industry standard. By the way, this is something that is a real value for us and a successful go-to-market approach for Valens ever since we started, and we do it in every market we operate. So I actually joined Valens to do exactly that and to lead an organization that is called HDBaseT Alliance that exists today. Today it has over 200 member companies, and to bring more and more companies into this alliance and create an industry standard.
Tell me, I want to dig deeper into exactly this topic: creating an industry standard as a strategy for a go-to-market. What does that mean to you? Why is what is sort of the thinking behind that, and what have you learned over the years?
What's the reasoning behind it? That's a great question. So first of all, to understand that, you need to understand that we are in the communication business. So our technology, in a nutshell, I can go on and on about it, but we don't have much time, is a very unique technology for high-speed communications, especially when there's a need for very high-quality video without any latency and over a very simple long-distance wiring infrastructure. That's in a nutshell. So we started in the audio-video business, where you have a lot of standards, communication protocols. One good example would be HDMI, which is a widely commonly used standard for consumer electronics. So obviously, if you want to connect your TV to whatever device you have on the other end with HDMI, and your TV is from LG and the other device is from another vendor, it has to be a standard, and they all have to speak the same language. So Valens, when we approached, we started in the professional audio-video market, very high-end audio-video devices. We understood from the very beginning that if we want to be big, if we want to be market leaders, if we want to conquer the market, and this was the vision of the company from day one, we have to be a standard. And this is why we formed this organization that is called the HDBaseT Alliance. We formed it together with Sony, Samsung, and LG. So we had great partners that supported us and loved our technology. And I can tell you that in a matter of years, we really changed the face of the professional audio-video market by turning it to a market that usually works with closed system, end-to-end systems from the same vendor, to an open market with a real industry standard, and we were really embraced by the end users of this industry. So this is the reasoning, and we do it also in other industries that we operate today in automotive and others as well.
So obviously this is very, very special. You're talking about a strategy for acquiring market leadership through creating this standardization that allows these audio video communications to work through the various vendors. And obviously you're doing a big service to the competitive market and allowing many more players to come and interact with each other, which is at the end how even we're doing this show right now. Tell me a little bit about the early days of it, because I'm imagining an Israeli company coming and trying to say, we're going to create an industry standard for audio video communication. That can't be an easy feat to complete.
Right, and that's actually a great story, because this is also how I found myself doing marketing, because that's the only thing I had to do at the time. So I joined Valens with the purpose of leading the HDBaseT Alliance and bringing more and more companies on board, and it was a really difficult task. I didn't realize that when I joined, but about 3-4 months after joining Valens, I said, "Oh my God, what did I do to myself? I'm never going to succeed with this crazy task." We're a small company. We just taped out our first chipset, and I need to go to huge companies and tell them, not only you need to buy the chipset from us, you need to pay annual membership fees to this alliance that no one heard of. And not only that, you need to start talking with other vendors and open your systems and change the way you're used to working.
It's almost like selling a membership to an exclusive club, right?
Yeah, that's one way of looking at it. That's a great pitch, but it didn't work all the time. So I had some tough calls, and then I didn't have much choice but to start doing marketing. And luckily for us, we still do, but we had a great technology that the end users of our technology really needed. We solved a real pain point for the audio-video installers, audio-video integrators, which are basically the customers of our customers. So we really started doing marketing. Which is almost like a B2C marketing in that case. We created training programs, a lot of market education. We created a compliance program, a certification program in the Alliance that would enable members to put our logo on their devices. And I remember one of the first campaigns that we did was look for the logo.
Wow.
And it was a campaign that the target audience were not our customers, they were the end users.
Amazing.
And it worked. It created demand, it created a buzz in the market, and we were able to turn it really into a standard and bring more and more members on. And then the pitch of a closed membership club actually started working, because we said, you will be leaders in our technology, you will be leaders in this standard, and it really worked. So it's also the story of how Valens turned its technology into a standard, but also how I found myself doing marketing for this standard and for Valens which wasn't my intention in the first place.
Now, we're talking at the end of it, an Israeli company from a country back then, I guess, it's about 7 million people, creating an industry standard worldwide with some of the biggest companies in the world. Did that ever, bring any challenges with it? That, coming from Israel, all of a sudden coming and trying to, even I'm even trying to imagine the campaign of look for the logo. I mean, that's really, really cool. This idea that, the Israeli logo is an industry standard across these devices.
Right. So actually, at the time, we never hid the fact that we're a small Israeli company, but this was also one of the reasons why we relied on the Alliance brand. It's called the HDBaseT Alliance, on the HDBaseT brand, because then we had brand names such as Sony, Samsung, and LG who had strong interests to promote our technology. And really, we relied on this brand on all of our marketing activities and on all of our education activities to the market, and we still do. For Valens Audio Video, we still lead this today, a successful alliance with a lot of members on board and a great ecosystem. But I can tell you that this is a challenge that we always have, and we feel it even strongly, much more strongly in the automotive business. So a few years, about 6 years ago, we were looking for the next big market for Valens, the next growth opportunity, and we realized that we have a very unique opportunity in the automotive market. We adjusted our technology. There's a very crucial need for high-speed communication inside the vehicle. Okay, there's a lot of talk about vehicle-to-vehicle communication or vehicle-to-the-cloud communication. Valens focuses on, okay, you have all these sensors, radars, lidars, that you have a lot of video coming into the car that has to be sent and processed by the head unit of the car without any latency and in real time, and over a very simple infrastructure with high reliability. It's a very complicated environment for high-speed communication, and we are a perfect fit for that need. So we moved into the automotive market, which, if you compare it to the audio-video consumer electronic world, is a much more conservative industry. They have much more concerns to bet or to risk by going with a small Israeli company like Valens, especially in such in a technology like ours that is really the infrastructure of connectivity for the car. It's not an add-on. It's not a nice feature that if the company closes a year after, they can easily change. When we get a customer, we are there to stay for many years, and they are aware of it and they are concerned about it, or at least they were concerned. What helped us, I think, were three main things in that respect. The first one was the incredible momentum or the incredible growth of the local auto tech industry. In general, before COVID, we had delegations from car manufacturers or from other leaders in the automotive world coming into Israel basically every week. There was such a boom in Israel tech companies selling for automotive, and we really enjoyed it. So all eyes were on the Israeli auto tech community, which was great. Second thing that helped us was really that we were lucky enough to get a first customer very quickly, and a very prestigious customer. We are today, I can proudly say that we are already on the road in Mercedes S-Class and other Mercedes models. We're very proud of it, and we're very happy to tell the world about it, and we work closely with Daimler Mercedes on future projects as well. So that's great. And the third thing that helps us, and going back to the standard approach, is that we already were used to the idea of setting industry standards. We knew how to operate it. We quickly teamed with an established standard organization that is called the MIPI Alliance that opened a working group to standardize high-speed video connectivity. Very quickly we engaged with them. They evaluated our technology. They tested our technology in comparison to other technologies and decided to develop their new automotive standard based on our solution, on our technology. So that was an incredible achievement for us, both from a business perspective and a technological perspective, but mainly gave a validation for our technology from such a leading industry standard that really reassured all of the OEMs and the major players in the industry that Valens is
Now,
here
what
to
did
stay.
you take with you from, it almost sounds like it's, two different, journeys. You had the journey through the audio video and then entering the automotive. But and as VP of marketing, what did you take with you from the first journey that, you kept with you, and you may perhaps some things that you didn't keep with you as you now approached a much more conservative, robust, with a lot, with, really heavy incumbents?
Yeah. I think maybe it's not to be conservative in the way we do marketing. I think that's what I was used to doing, because I was basically doing marketing for the end users, for the consumers, when we were doing when we were working only on audio video. So we were used to being a little bit disruptive in our marketing, and I think we brought that with us also to automotive, and we did some fun campaigns, great campaigns that everyone was a bit concerned in the beginning and looked at us a little strangely. But it did the effect that we needed, and we did a lot of noise in the industry when we joined as newcomers, and this is what we wanted to achieve. I mean, our competition are huge semiconductor players, and we had to. If you're not disruptive, you're not going to be.
And so the previous brand that you've already built for Valens, that I guess that played a pretty big role in also setting the trust and the momentum from the get-go, right?
Yes, I think also the validation that Valens is a company that is used to work already with industry giants such as Panasonic and Exxon and Samsung and LG. It really helped us also in terms of validation and also in terms of our operations procedures and our ability to deliver in such a demanding industry like the automotive, and for such a demanding customer.
Now, in your role, you have to really understand both the technology aspect. I mean, you really have to understand, what's happening there, because at the end, as you're selling this and as you're marketing this to the world, whether it's the end consumers or whether it's the buyers from these large companies, how do you balance, both diving deep and really understanding the details versus, maintaining 30,000 feet in the air and being able to understand the landscape of the market?
Yeah, so it's not easy. I have actually a semi-technical background. I have a BC in math and computer science, so I thought it would be a piece of cake for me, but it's not. I mean, working with VLSI engineers and talking DSP all day, it's not something that I'm used to. But I've learned along the years how to filter out what's not needed for me and focus on what's important. And I think most importantly, you have to be a non-technical person to be able to translate it into something that the general audience would understand. And in marketing, we talk benefits. So I always cut to the chase. When I speak with an engineer, I always, when he goes a little bit too deep for me, I cut to the chase and everyone else to talk benefits as well, because otherwise.
I love that. Dana, I really want to thank you for taking the time to come and chat with me about Valens. I have a few questions about you. We started getting to know a little bit you in this last bit, but I want to take you back now to your childhood. What was something that fascinated you as a kid, whether it's a passion hobby or a favorite subject in school? what really made you interested?
So that's a strange mix because I had a lot of artistic inspirations when I was a child. I was actually going to the School of Arts, learning to be a ballerina.
Amazing.
But quickly enough, I understood that I don't have a future there. I remember my classic ballet teacher told me, "Relax, enjoy it. This is not math." And I used to tell her, "I wish it was math because math is so much more easier for me and more fun." So it was like a weird balance, I guess.
And who is somebody that perhaps inspires you along your either personal or professional journey? You know, in one way, shape, or form. Not necessarily the role model, but somebody that inspires you.
Yeah. I don't feel I can name a specific person, and I know we're running out of time. We didn't talk about the feminist aspect or about being a woman in high tech and in such a manly environment. And I guess if you talked to me a few years ago, I wouldn't even made an issue out of it. But I've learned in time that it does put different challenges on you. So I look at a lot of women as role models in tech and in general. And
Definitely.
I don't want to name a specific person, but it's definitely something that I always look at, and I also try to.
Obviously, it's not just in tech, especially when you're talking about deep technology and when you're talking about things that are more STEM oriented. And I think that the example that you're here is I think it's very inspiring, at least to me,
right.
and I'm sure to many others. And last question: 3 words that you would use to describe yourself.
Someone that really hates these kind of questions. But I guess non-committing. Yeah, that's strange for someone that has been 10 years in the same place and married for her boyfriend since the age of 20. But non-committing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Dana, toda raba. Thank you very much. Stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you for joining me. Take care. Bye.